And just looking ahead to the new year, Roy, obviously it's a pretty big tournament coming up in the summer. How excited are you about the World Cup?
Well, I'm very excited. It is the biggest tournament, really. It's every 4 years. It's an incredible world event, and this year, with it being Brazil, with all that Brazil represents in football terms, it adds spice to the occasion. There's no question of that, and it's a difficult competition to qualify for now as well if you're a European team, because there's 13 places, but already we're creeping up to 60 teams. So, you know, it won't be long before it's only 1 in 5 in Europe that qualifies for the World Cup. So first of all, you go through quite a difficult 14 to 16 months making certain that you get there. And then when you get there, of course, it's a very, very exciting proposition, because you know now your place is booked. We've had the draw now, we know who we're playing against and where we're playing. So there are very exciting times ahead.
And your first match in 2014 is Denmark. Will you try and get to as many games as you can to look at players before that?
We do that anyway, you know. Obviously the time when you really need to be concentrating on players is as the tournament approaches, because a player's form at this moment in time doesn't necessarily guarantee he'll have the same form come end of April, beginning of May, or of course that he'll still be fully fit. But we follow the games every week. There's no Premiership matches that are not covered. Ray Lewington, Gary Neville and myself in particular, we cover normally at least 5 or 6 of the top Premiership matches over the weekend. So I have no worries about not knowing enough about the players. One of the things that interests me more is to try and get more contact with the players. The game in March only gives us a couple of days. There are matches on the Sunday and we play on the Wednesday, so it doesn't exactly give us a lot of time with players then. So one of our challenges will be to try and make certain that we liaise with the clubs and we get round to the clubs and get a chance to meet with the coaches, meet with the players, just get an update on the situation really, and just get a chance to refresh the players' memories about what we look like and how we sound.
The Premier League title race is starting to take shape now. How do you see that going on in the new year?
I think it will continue to be the battle it is. I mean, Arsenal have taken the league by storm. They've given themselves a great advantage. The teams that are behind will be working hard to catch up, and I think this year the race for A, the title, and B, the Champions League places is maybe tougher than ever, and no team is guaranteed that position because of their past record, their past successes. And you know, Manchester United got some catching up to do. Teams like Everton and Tottenham that aren't always amongst the top 4 are looking good for top 4 place. Liverpool, that have not been there for a couple of seasons, are looking very strong again. So it's an exciting time at the top, but it'll be exciting at the bottom too, because there's plenty of teams there that will be looking over their shoulder as the season wears on, worrying about relegation.
And finally, Roy, as ever, the FA Cup third round will take place in early January. What does the FA Cup mean to you?
Well, it's the iconic cup competition in European and world football, I think. I've worked in a lot of countries, and the national cup competition in those countries isn't always taken very seriously. In fact, in many countries it's pretty much like our League Cup, where teams that have got ambitions maybe to win the league or to do well in Europe don't particularly work too hard to win the FA Cup. Whereas our FA Cup's very different. It's a very long history. It's still a very, very prestigious trophy to win. So I think once the third round starts at the beginning of January, there'll be lots of teams dreaming of reaching the final, dreaming of coming here to play at Wembley, and dreaming of being able to put on their CV FA Cup winner, because on your CV to be an FA Cup winner in England is something really worthwhile.